What's going on, guys? So the word is out. Unfortunately, there's only going to be 11 6v6 maps for the launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But let's consider some new things now that we know the amount. With all the dev support, not to mention how particular Infinity Ward is to detail, these maps should be pretty dope to play on. Now that we had that out of the way, let's have a quick look at the map list, because one very optimistic thing we see here is Santa Sana, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is one of the ground war maps, but Santa Sana Border Crossing is in a 6v6 map list. What does this mean? Strike maps, baby. Strike maps are coming back, fellas. In my opinion, this was a great idea in Call of Duty Cold War because it gave us more maps to enjoy. And being a Russian Call of Duty like myself, I like the fact that the strike maps tend to be on the smaller side. A great example of this would be the strike version of Miami. I'll put it up on the screen. If you don't know what Miami was, a Cold War map, this map was terrible. It flowed horrible. But the Miami strike map was an excellent version of it, a cutout, smaller version of the map. It played fast. It flowed well. Great map. But you may say, this was a cheap way for them to cut corners. Not me. I say, to be honest, I say more maps the better. But I also say I have a big concern that I find that nobody discusses too often is the proper rotation of said maps. Call of Duty Vanguard had 16 maps at launch. That's great on paper. Except for the fact that at least when I logged onto that game, I swear more often than not, I was queued into maybe half of those maps. And it killed the game for me, to be honest. Let's hope that Infinity Ward stays on top of keeping fresh map rotation this time around. My last thought would also be that less maps at launch can be healthy for the ecosystem of the game to grow, to expand, because people seem to forget that spawn logic in Call of Duty games, the first quarter of it, at least the first month, is always janky as F. And so to me, less maps at the beginning means less spawn logic for them to tune. More of a quality over quantity approach. So to summarize, less can be more, at least in the beginning, because a smaller amount of maps will be better managed, in my opinion, and the reintroduction of strike maps are quick to develop and tend to be small, fun maps to play, so I have a positive feeling about strike maps returning. Anyways, as far as intel goes, that's about all I got, but I want to finish the commentary with saying I do have a positive vibe. I feel like it's going to be a good year, a great year, I don't know. But the fact that it's going to be a 2-year game, all the development time they have with pretty much every developer they've had, I mean, the coloring of the maps are good again. They're not all washed out like 2019. The weapon system I loved. I uploaded about that not too long ago. The tier system, the fact that you have to use this gun, that gun to get to that MP5 or that sweaty M4, you know what I mean? It's going to mix up the meta, and I'm really going to enjoy that. And it's going to make me come out of my comfort zone as well and use different things like LMGs or maybe sidearms, tac rifles, something I don't usually use, and it's just gonna keep me from getting bored. The community, from getting bored. I really feel they made some good changes. There's definitely some work to be done. Dead Silence still isn't a perk. The minimap is still janked up. I mean, the footsteps are still too loud, but hey, you never know. We got 2 years. Maybe by year 2, they'll finally change it. They'll tone it down and make it worth their while. I don't know, man, but I'm gonna be grinding this game hopefully all year. Trying to get to 1,000 subs finally. I've been grinding a lot on this channel recently. Vanguard just wasn't it. It was not the sauce. But this game, at least as far as the beta is concerned, I had a great time. I probably put 12 plus hours into it. And I'm just looking forward to giving you guys the best content I can. And I'm going to be streaming on Twitch all the time as well. That's always in the description, my Twitch channel, if you ever want to come by and just say hi. Bullshit with me a little bit. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up, guys. Appreciate you coming by. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. And I'll just see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Horrible last gen.
Somebody clip that. No! I can't move. I